Malaysia to cooperate with Maldives in halal industry. Two individuals arrested over Johor Bahru petrol station murder. Good evening, thanks for joining us. You're watching News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. Malaysia is ready to cooperate with Maldives in the halal industry given the island nation's position as a major tourist destination. The matter was raised by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak to the President of Maldives, Abdullah Yameen, during a meeting in the Maldives capital of Malé today. Mostly people know about Maldives as an idyllic tropical island holiday destination, but little is known about the fact that the country is making plenty of waves in developing its Islamic banking and finance industry towards an investment hub for South Asia and centre for the halal industry in the region.
Malaysian halal certification is a global benchmark. We can cooperate even exporting to third countries. We can also look in terms of Islamic finance, and again Malaysia is leader in terms of global Islamic finance. In the field of tourism, we are so impressed despite the onerous challenges of developing so many islands, but you have succeeded beyond expectation. You have brought some of the big names to operate hotels in the Maldives. You have overcome the challenges of logistics, and you have developed the Maldives as a major global tourist destination. So we like to study how you have achieved that, and I hope there will be opportunities for Malaysian companies to partake in the investment of your tourist development.
Tourism is the largest economic industry in the Maldives, as it plays an important role in earning foreign exchange revenues and generating employment in the tertiary sector of the country. The archipelago of the Maldives is the main source of attraction to many tourists visiting the country worldwide.
In the area of economic cooperation, I thank Prime Minister Dato' Najib for the invaluable contributions by Malaysia in the socio-economic development of Maldives over the years, and expressed our wish to see investors from Malaysia seize the available opportunities in Maldives. We agreed to set up an appropriate mechanism that will promote business, trade and investment cooperation, as well as enhancing collaboration between our private sectors.
Malaysia and the Maldives also inked 4 memoranda of understandings today to strengthen cooperation between the two countries. Datuk Seri Najib and Maldives President Abdullah Yameen witnessed the signing of the MOUs. The MOU on cooperation in the field of health was signed by Malaysian Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. S. Subramaniam and his Maldivian counterpart Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim. The Memorandum of Cooperation in the field of firefighting and rescue training was signed by Urban Wellbeing, Housing and Local Government Minister Tan Sri Noor Omar and the Maldives Minister of Defence and National Security Adam Sharif Omar. A MOU in higher education was also signed by Higher Education Minister Datuk Seri Idris Juso and the Maldives Minister of Education Dr. Aishat Shiham. The MOU on the establishment of the Maldives Culture Centre in Malaysia was signed by Deputy Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Rizal Marikan Naina Marikan and the Maldives Foreign Minister Dr. Muhammad Asim. Earlier, Datuk Seri Najib, who arrived on Tuesday for a 2-day official visit to the Maldives, was accorded a state welcome at the Jumhuri Square today. Datuk Seri Najib, his wife Datin Sri Rosmah Mansor and several cabinet ministers arrived from Kurumba, Maldives at the Malé Izzuddin Jetty and were received upon arrival by President Abdullah Yameen and First Lady Fatimah Ibrahim. Datuk Seri Najib was welcomed with a traditional cultural performance by students before he took the salute at the dais. A 7-gun salute was fired by the Maldives National Defence Force, following which the national anthems of both Malaysia and the Republic of Maldives were played. Malaysia and Maldives, being Islamic countries, enjoy warm and wide-ranging substantive relations in various fields, including education, tourism and technical assistance, which have brought mutual benefit to both nations. The two countries established bilateral relations 49 years ago. Over 250 NGOs, political parties, have confirmed their presence at the Jerusalem Solidarity Gathering to be held at Masjid Putra Putrajaya this Friday. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said about 10,000 people were expected to attend the gathering to protest against the United States' recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
Palestin adalah soal kesejagatan dan soal kemanusiaan daripada soal agama. Dalam hal ini saya berseru seluruh rakyat Malaysia agar sama-sama memberikan dukungan kepada perhimpunan ini.
Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid said the event would begin at noon with a forum with the participation of a 6-member panel drawn from various political parties as well as the Palestinian ambassador to Malaysia, Datuk Dr. Anwar Al-Akah. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak and past President Datuk Seri Abdul Hadi Awang are scheduled to address the rally.
Saya menyeru seluruh rakyat Malaysia untuk hadir beramai-ramai ke Himpunan Solidariti menyelamatkan Baitul Muqaddis pada hari Jumaat 22 hari bulan mulai jam 12 tengah hari di Masjid Putrajaya. InsyaAllah kita berjumpa nanti.
A man and a woman was detained by a Johor Police Special Task Force to assist in investigations into the murder case that occurred at a petrol station in Taman Pelangi, Johor Bahru on Sunday. The two suspects, aged 19 and 22, were arrested in the surrounding area of Johor Bahru. Johor Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Khalil Kadir Mohamad, however, reminded the public not to spread any rumours or inaccurate information pertaining to the case, as it could interfere with subsequent investigation while sparking public unrest. Those guilty of doing so could be charged under Section 505 of the Penal Code for making statements that can cause fear and concern to the public. Upon conviction, the offender can receive a prison sentence of 2 years or a fine or both. During the 7:30 p.m. incident on Sunday, a man in his 30s was stabbed to death before he was run over twice by a car. The post-mortem confirmed that the victim died of a stab wound to the heart. Preliminary investigations revealed the victim to be the head of a secret society, and his death was the result of a dispute between the two secret societies. A primary school teacher in Limbang became the first fatal victim of the floods in Sarawak when the car she was travelling in with her husband was swept away by the swift floodwaters in Kampung Bakul, Jalan Batu Danau, Limbang early today. Sarawak Fire and Rescue Department Director Nur Hisham Muhammad said the victim was identified as Nur Siak Yusof, 52, a teacher at Sekolah Kebangsaan Tedungan, Limbang, and her husband as Buruh Sinjan, 54, who managed to save himself in the 2:15 a.m. incident. Now, according to Nur Hisham, the victim was in a Proton Persona driven by her husband from Tedungan heading to Limbang town when it stalled in the floodwaters. The couple then got out of their car, and while the husband managed to save himself, the wife was swept away by the swift current.
Masing-masinglah menyelamatkan diri. Yang meninggal ini tak dapatlah, yang kita tahu dia dianyutkan air dan mayat beliau dijumpai dalam 1 kilometer lah ikut Sungai Bakul tu.
The victim's body was found at about 8:30 a.m. in a rubber small holding about 1 kilometer from the scene of the incident. Flood victims in Kota Belud district in Sabah have received additional amenities for temporary relief shelters from the National Disaster Management Agency or NADMA. Now, the move is in line with the possibility of a second wave of floods following warnings of heavy thunderstorms by the Meteorological Department in the coastal areas. The Meteorological Department issued a warning that heavy thunderstorms is expected to hit the coastal areas of Sabah today. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Sri Dr. Shahidan Kasim, said the aid given consists of 450 units of barrier tents, 10 sets of cooking utensils, 4 fibre boats and 2 trucks. Also given were pillows, blankets, floor mats and bed sheets, all in 1,000 units each. He was met at Putrajaya after handing over aid to Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Sri Abdul Rahman Dahlan, who is also Kota Belud Member of Parliament. Commenting further, he said the flooding in Kota Belud is something new and the district has been declared a flood-critical area in Sabah. A 24-year-old youth was robbed and slashed by a gang of 10 criminals at a factory in Bukit Selambau in Sungai Petani, Kedah at 9 p.m. yesterday. Kuala Muda District Police Chief ACP Saifi Abdul Hamid said the incident took place when the victim was riding his motorcycle alone on his way back to his home. When he stopped at the location of the incident, he was set upon by a group of men who pinned him down and assaulted him with machetes and sticks. The gang then snatched his wallet and fled the scene. The victim, who sustained injuries to his face, hands and back, was then taken to Hospital Sultan Abdul Halim, Sungai Petani for treatment. The police then launched a manhunt for the 10 individuals who were aged between 18 to 26 years around Bukit Selambau and Sungai Petani in the following 6 hours. They caught the 10 men and also seized 6 motorcycles, a car, 3 machetes and several items believed to be used during the incident. 8 suspects were remanded for 6 days beginning today, whereas 2 more will be remanded tomorrow. The case is being investigated under Section 394 of the Penal Code for causing injury during a gang robbery. A snatch theft claimed a trial to robbing a housewife of her necklace worth 40,000 ringgit at the Aikro Sessions Court in Melaka today. Now, the accused, Noraizul Adha Yahya, 28, who is currently undergoing a 6-month sentence in the Kajang prison, pleaded not guilty to the charges before Judge Hakim Norma Ismail. Now, according to the first charge sheet, the accused was charged with snatching the necklace from the 58-year-old woman in Jalan Kampung Kuli heading towards Jalan Hang Kasturi in Melaka Tengah about 3:10 p.m. on August the 19th. Noraizul, who was unemployed at the time, was charged under Section 392 of the Penal Code, which carries a maximum 14-year sentence together with a possible fine and caning if found guilty. Judge Norma refused bail for the accused and set January the 19th for the case mentioned. Region 2 Marine Police arrested 20 illegal Indonesian foreigners attempting to exit the country through illegal routes in Bandar Penawa near Kota Tinggi earlier today. Region 2 Commander ACP Paul Q. Konchang said the arrested immigrants were detained in 4 separate raids between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. in a forest area through an operation dubbed Op Landai. Further inspection found that all the men aged 20 to 50 were believed to have been hiding in the woods for 3 days while waiting for a boat to bring them home through an uncharted route. They were being detained under the Immigration Act 1959-1963, amended in 2013, for not having valid documents and trying to leave the country through illegal routes. Kelantan police have detained a family of 4 and seized 109 bottles filled with 436 grams of heroin in their home. Kelantan Police Chief Dato' Hasanuddin Hassan disclosed today that the raid took place on Monday at 4 p.m. in Kampung Banggul Kulim, Rantau Panjang. Dato' Hasanuddin said 2 men and 2 women aged between 16 and 40 years were detained during the raid. The main suspect, a blue-collar worker, was detained together with his sister, as well as his nephew and his niece.
Melarikan diri dan terus masuk ke bilik air, dan dalam masa yang sama juga dia mencampakkan bungkusan surat khabar yang mengandungi dadah dari arah bilik air ke rumah sebelah tu, ke bahagian atas zinc rumah jiran. Kemudian pasukan serbuan berjaya memecahkan pintu bilik air dan berjaya menangkap suspek tadi.
Investigations revealed that the drugs were supplied by a man known as Pak Yah via a smuggling network in Rantau Panjang. The main suspect, who was paid 250 ringgit to traffic the drugs in the state, is being detained under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. All 4 are being remanded for 7 days since Monday. Coming up, stamp duty rate for properties worth 1 billion ringgit stays at 3%. So staying with us. Right now, let's take a look at the latest weekly fuel price effective midnight. The news continues. 166 officials and members of the Ministry of Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Consumerism Ministry, KPDNKK Terengganu, will begin monitoring the price of control items in conjunction with the upcoming Christmas celebration. Now, the 5-day operation will begin on Saturday under the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Act 2011. Its director, Shaharuddin Mohammad Kia, said the ministry will monitor the price of items such as chicken, chicken eggs, vegetables and goat meat during the operation. Traders are reminded not to raise the price of these items above the maximum limit, and a special pink tag should be also displayed to differentiate it from other items.
Tapi pada masa yang sama sebenarnya kita pun ada Friends of KPDNKK Terengganu lah, dan juga kita ada kerjasama daripada penghulu, ketua-ketua masyarakat yang akan bersama-sama memberikan maklumat kepada kita lah sekiranya berlaku mana-mana pihak yang memanipulasi dari sudut harga ni.
Shaharuddin said this to RTM when he was a guest on Terengganu FM at Bukit Pak Apil in Kuala Terengganu. He said should a trader be found guilty of increasing the price of these control items, they can be fined 100,000 ringgit and imprisonment or a maximum compound of 50,000 ringgit. However, should a company be found guilty of the same offence, it can be fined 500,000 ringgit or a compound of 250,000 ringgit. Complaints can be made through Easy Adu smartphone application or emailed to e-aduan@kpdnkk.gov.my or via SMS to 15888 by typing membership letters complaint details or report directly to the nearest MDTCC office. The government will not proceed with a proposal to increase stamp duty rates from 3% to 4% on transfer instruments of Form 14A for properties worth more than 1 million ringgit beginning January the 1st of 2018, as announced by the Prime Minister during Budget 2017. In a statement today, the Ministry of Finance said the stamp duty rate should be maintained and remain as it is. The statement added that the rate of stamp duty on instruments of transfer for property worth more than 1 billion ringgit will be maintained at the current rate. The current property stamp duty fees are 1% for the first 100,000 ringgit, 2% for 100,001 ringgit to 500,000 ringgit, and 3% for 500,001 ringgit and above. This evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, Malaysia to cooperate with Maldives in halal industry. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more updates. I'm Adrian Seat. Stay tuned to TV2. Good night. Tamil News is up next.